I believe what comes next will make World War I and II look like a joke unless humanity can somehow find a way to stand together, even with people they think are their enemies and they think that they're supposed to hate, because you've been preconditioned, pre-programmed. What greater way to create chaos in the world than to take the two largest Abrahamic faiths, Christianity and Islam, and pin them against each other to create the chaos that's needed to instill a new order throughout the earth?
Okay, all right. I want to put a pin in it there, Beck, because we're at the 30-minute mark. I got to ask you some questions that are going to be right along that vein. We're going to start talking about the Muslims. We're going to start talking about the Jews. I think it's an important topic. But before we do, guys, you want to continue watching this, patreon.com/Nephilim Death Squad. Otherwise, give it about a week or so. It'll drop in its entirety. Given the context of it, you're probably going to deal with a heavily censored version on YouTube. Patreon's going to be the best place to get this uncensored version.
Or Rumble.
Rumble's a good place too. All right, guys, we'll see you later. So Beck, you're talking about Charlie Kirk and the things that he's saying about, your faith, and what has become evident leading up to the assassination of Charlie Kirk is that, you're all right to begin speculation about whether or not he was captured by the state of Israel, the government of Israel, Zionists, whatever you want to say. This idea that he was funded and that he started to go off the what's the expression? Go off the reservation a bit. You know what I mean? And so he starts to question narratives like October 7th, and he starts to become outspoken about it. And then he even allegedly expresses to those who are close to him that he's worried about being killed by them being the Jews, the state of Israel, whatever it is. There is also this
is also like a delineation that needs to be made. And I think that Beck is probably a dude that will nail this, where like we say the Jews because it's easy.
Yeah.
Like, what I'm talking about. But when I say that, I'm talking about the satanic elite cabal that run this country.
Not the guy at the deli that makes the sandwich.
Yeah. I don't know that guy.
No, not that guy.
I'm talking about these people who are actually making decisions, who are probably, to be honest, are not even Jewish. I don't even know what Jews really are.
No matter how many times we do an episode on it, it becomes more and more convoluted. But there's also, in conjunction with this Charlie Kirk thing and whether or not he was getting off the reservation, there is also this idea that there is an effort to almost weaponize the Muslims and the Christians against one another, right? You're talking about this divide that's being sown. And
can they do this
on though for a long time though?
It's been going on for a long time.
But how many times can you play that card? Because I was in New York City when 9/11 happened too. And I remember that was like the years or months after 9/11. If you were Muslim, if you look like Beck walking, if you look like me, I'm Puerto Rican.
I'm white, brother. I'm a white.
Yeah, well, dude, I got confused.
I didn't go through what the Sikhs are not even Muslim. They're getting pulled out of the cops.
I lived in New Jersey, and in my hometown around the same time, 9/11, unfortunately for these Sikh dudes, they all started moving in to the neighborhood.
Yeah, bad timing.
And it was like, that's not even the same thing, but we didn't know. I was a kid, and it was like,
I'm telling you, for me, how I looked, they were like, oh, dude, you're Muslim? At the time, I was like, no, I'm Puerto Rican.
You're the most ethnically ambiguous.
Yeah, I guess so, but it was crazy.
Don't do that.
Hey, big pun.
My wife.
It was. Oh, shout out to your wife. It was a crazy time. I don't know if they could do that again.
I think they can. I think they got.
I'll tell you what I'm seeing here. And remember, I've been paying attention to this since that time, right? Because I was there. I'm Muslim, right? So what I'm noticing though is people are calling it out on places like X. They're like, oh, they're gonna do the Muslim card again. They're gonna do so. I am seeing that refreshing breath of air.
Yeah,
there's radicals in every single group. Okay, there's radicals and extremists in every single group. Some of them were made radical. If you're in a war zone and you get this perceived threat of the West and they destabilize. I mean, how are you gonna feel about Americans if you're an Iraqi? Let's be real. How are you gonna feel? There was no weapons of mass destruction. I didn't like Saddam Hussein. I think he was a piece of shit. But who put him in power? They never talk Muslim countries. There's not a single country on the earth operating by Sharia law, by the way. Just a little, okay? Chopping someone's hand off because they steal an apple is not Islam, okay?
I will say, dude, I work hand in hand with Miles, which I hope he's alive. Lord Miles.
We still don't know, right?
Like, well, what is going on? From conversations that I've had with him personally about Afghanistan and the current Taliban government, it seems like
he likes them a lot.
He's a crazy person, but yeah, he likes them, and I'm like, it's not what they're telling us at the very least. It's
I mean,
different.
it couldn't be more obvious that I mean, I don't listen. I've never been to Afghanistan. I have friends that are Afghani that escaped during the Soviet, invasion. One guy, bro, he came here with nothing. He's like one of the so successful, but he's like 8 cybersecurity offices around the world, like just younger than me, but just brilliant. And as someone that walked out from underneath the World Trade Center, I got pulled into the whole thing, the American flag. Let's get these motherfuckers. Imagine now, right? I have a cousin of mine. He enlisted in the Marines. Okay. He's a Muslim American. He enlisted in the Marines before 9/11. And then he did 2 tours in Fallujah. Okay. And he lost a lot of people there, but he still deals with PTSD to this day. Okay. And as a young man, right after those buildings fell, all you heard was, we're going to take out the Taliban. It's 2025. We pulled out of there after 20 plus years of war. Not only did we not take out the Taliban, we left them with more weapons than ever. Forget if they're good or bad. Leave all that out of it. So why did we go there again? Why would we leave them more weapons than we found? Supposedly, people
we gotta provide them the arms after we radicalize them, right?
Also, I mean, if you guys want to get crazy, there's like a Stargate in ancient Babylon that is Iraq. It's a lot of fun.
But at the very least, after you radicalize them, you got to give them some weapons, don't you? I mean, isn't that the point? We really pissed you off.
And billions of dollars. How is this not whether you're left or right, we're both on the same team on this one point? Why did you send our men and women to Afghanistan? Why did we leave the people that supposedly were so evil and did all? Why did we leave them all those? What they'll do? They'll blame the left. They'll blame the right. Well, the left didn't start George Bush did. He was the right. Oh, but it was under Biden's watch. All are guilty, bro. If you're left or right, you are not a part of the Great Awakening. You're a fool. If you're still stuck in left or right, you are not a part of the Great Awakening. You are not on Team Humanity. You are a useful idiot is what you are. What they can't comprehend with their low IQs is that both sides will give you things that really don't matter to them. Do you really think the politicians on the left give a if you want to chop your penis off or not? They're going to use that because it's so emotional, or whether a woman has the right to abort or not. You think they really give a They use the low-hanging fruit while they destroy us on every other thing that's more important, really, like in the scheme of life. War and infrastructure and freedom. They'll use these little, like, what you identify with emotionally to control the masses. You understand? And people fall for the bait. And meanwhile, they both can agree on one thing: taking away our rights, taxing the hell out of us, and starting war after war after war. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Speaking of radicalizing people, I'd like to get your opinion on what's emerging after this Charlie Kirk situation. Obviously, the divides are becoming broader, but after the memorial, after the funeral, and Charlie Kirk's wife is taking over Turning Point as like the
very quickly, by the way.
Really weird situation, man. A really weird situation.
Her background is strange.
Her background is just it gets weirder and weirder.
Both of her parents are DOD contractors in some form or fashion.
She was on Love Island, or like what? I'm like, that's enough.
I don't want to talk about it.
That.
I don't want to make fun of a grieving. I don't want to make fun of a grieving widow, but I feel like.
Well, yeah. I mean, if she was grieving, I might be able to say, but it doesn't look like.
I said this. I have a channel I collaborate on, Sunny Faz channel. We've been doing reaction videos together. And I was really holding back on the episode. Like, I wish I could pull all this stuff up. I was really holding back. We're reviewing her speech at that, what looked like the Super Bowl for Charlie Kirk's memorial, okay? With the
like the WWE.
And the whole time, right? We're filming, and you could see me on camera. I'm saying this, and I'm saying this in front of the whole world. I'm like, I'm like, something's off here, man. Like, I keep saying it, right? But I'm holding back because I'm like, I don't want to be insensitive, and I don't want to look an right? But my gut was just boiling. I'm like, this is something wrong here. There's something wrong. Sure enough, after I finished filming the episode, I go online. The collective all felt the same way. I have been to more funerals than I can count. Okay, when I got married, I had 800 people at my wedding. That was just my mom's side. My mom's side. My dad's side is throughout all of Europe. I have been to tragedies. I have been there when people are told their kid just got killed in a car accident. I've been when people they tell their wife, your husband. I've seen this with my own eyes so many times in my life.
Did any of them have pyrotechnics?
No, they didn't. And I can tell you something else they didn't have: the capacity to speak the way Erica Kirk did.
Yeah.
They were on drugs too. They were giving whatever, like, oh, she's probably giving something to calm her down. Let me tell you something. One of the hardest losses I had to go through was losing my mom's brother. I call him my brother because people don't understand the relationship. He was my uncle, but we were very close in age. 10-year difference, but he took me everywhere. He's like my older brother, you understand? When I lost him unexpectedly in a car accident, I'm very eloquent, very extroverted. I've given speeches my whole life. I'm not been in sales. Like, I'm not scared to talk. I've never been scared to talk. And the one time I couldn't speak, I tried to give it just a eulogy for him at his own funeral, right? One of the most important people in my life that I loved with all my heart. I couldn't talk, bro. I couldn't speak. I was stuttering the entire time. Everyone after told me, hey man, I knew you were in pain. I was like, well, how did you know I was in pain? You couldn't talk, bro. You're like, my whole life, even my teachers, talks too much in class, excessive talking, voted most likely to have his own talk show. That came, okay? And the one time it's really important for me to pay respects to one of the most important people in my life. I can't talk. And he didn't get in front of the whole world. And this lady's up there and fireworks and this and that. And already on the podcast, and it just seems so fake, man.
She's laughing and
it's just, that is not a grieving widow. I've seen grieving widows. It takes them years to even, like, bro, like, I myself didn't leave my house for like 6 months after the death. I couldn't talk to anybody. I completely went from being a nightlife guy, out every night, partying, having a good time, all this, to I didn't leave my man cave.
Somebody in the chat is saying Erica's been making the rounds, doing speeches and selling merch.
Now, here's the thing, though.
It's crazy, bro. This quickly.
You're gonna steel man it. You're gonna steel man it for her?
I'm gonna argue. I'm gonna steel man Erica Kirk. But okay. I'm not even arguing against Beck. Here's what I see.
It's just
it's off because we're looking at somebody who is a manicured professional giving speeches. Like, it's hard to explain exactly
what. You love your husband, bro.
Yeah, I know, but this is the type of person.
You understand when you experience tragedy, you're no longer what you are. I lost the ability to speak when my brother died. I almost lost my job. I couldn't speak, bro. I couldn't perform. I was in such pain emotionally because it was an unexpected death. He died in a car accident. In front of the world, add another 100 times the pain. If I would have seen my brother I would have lost my mind. You're sitting there wondering who did it. If I was her, I'd be home all day watching all the videos, trying to figure out who killed my husband. Was it really this guy? Should I trust? Like, how do you even have time to even do a podcast? You haven't had time to even be there for your kids right now. They have kids, right?
Yeah.
Your kids need you. Like, how do you even have time to even get in front of camera, like, and not look like a complete train wreck? It just does not add up. I've been to more funerals than I ever wanted to go to in my life. I have comforted people and family through great tragedies many times, brother. Many, many times. And I have never seen this type of reaction, bro. And again, maybe I'm wrong, but my gut tells me something is just horribly wrong. There just doesn't make any sense at all. And if this is her ability to get back up this quickly, then she should become a therapist and console and comfort people that have gone through tragedy, because I've never seen this type of recovery ever in my life. She should become a shrink, and she should help people that go through the worst things you could go through, because I can't think of anything worse for a mother with young children than to watch her husband being in front of the whole world, and the videos everywhere.
What we're looking at, Beck, is you're looking at someone who is, this is an actress in a way. Like, I think when I look at this, I think about like royalty, how royalty would have existed, back in the day.